गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। Independence and taking support from others, both are necessary for growth in life. If independence makes us incomplete, and if dependence makes us a weakling, then both of them are problems. But if independence makes us strong and dependence is a support, then both of them are assets. Therefore, when we are living right from childhood onwards, the first thing that we all come across is our relations. Now, which are the primary relations which are contributing for bringing out the best in us in our life? Please tell. Which are the relations which contribute for bringing out the best in our life?
Relation between the mother and the child.
Yes. So, the first relation is the mother, second is the dad or the father, then the third is our elders who are in the family, like the grandparents, then the teachers, then your friends, then the good people in the society, bad people in the society, then various kind of literature that we come across, then various kinds of the media information that is given to us. All these factors contribute for our growth in life, is it not? Now, the question is, how do we relate ourselves with these factors? So, let us group these factors into different categories. First is the human relationship. Second is the relationship with respect to the things around us. And the third is relationship with respect to the information which is available to us. On the basis of these three relations, let us see whether these relations are creating dependence or they are helpful for us for our growth. Am I clear? Now first, let us think about relations with reference to the people around us. Now, the first person who comes in our life with whom we are related is our mother. Now, let us think about what should be the kind of relationship we have with our mother so that it becomes an asset and not a liability, and we are able to grow out of that relationship. So let us think about it. See, we as children, when we grow, we go through three stages. First stage is up to the age of 5 or 6. All of you are above 5 and 6, isn't it? Good. So you have gone through that stage in your life. That is the stage when the child is coming in close physical proximity with the mother, and thus a rapport, a relationship, and love is developed. First. Then comes the second stage in our life. And the second stage is from the age of 6 or 7 up to the teenage. That is the time we are disciplined by our parents. We are told 101 things. Do this, don't do this, don't do this. Yesterday I went somewhere for dinner in Maninagar. There is some place called Maninagar. So there were dozens of children, very sweet, small of them. Now, when I went there, all the elders are telling, see, Swamiji has come, do namaskar. So one will come and do like this. Not like this. Then they will demonstrate, see, you have to bend like this and do like this. So accordingly, the other child will do. And there was one child who told his grandfather, Dada, you are not doing namaskar properly, do it again. So, that is the age when we are cross 6 or 7 up to the age of 13, we are told about our social behavior, how we should relate ourselves with the elders, how we should respect, how we should not shout, how we should be disciplined, how we should be clean and neat, how we should not have bad habits about sitting, talking, eating, everything. So this is the age when our relations help us to grow into a cultured person. Thereafter the next stage comes in which you are. The next stage is from the age of 13 or so up to the age of 18 or 19. Now this is the time when we are told to think of some dream, some goal, some ambition, some achievement, some commitment. So this is the time wherein, because of these earlier two stages, we are now prepared. Now we have to start living like a man or a woman. No more babying around. See? So if our relationship with our parents is bringing up these qualities in us, then that relationship is no more a liability, but we are growing because of that relationship. But if on the contrary, because of that relationship, instead of growing, we continue to grow as a bonsai. One example I'll give you. This happened in Bombay. I went to somebody's house for lunch or dinner, and the only son born in that family, and the age of the son was about 10 or 11 years, and he was almost tall up to my shoulder. Mother, father, both of them doctors, very successful doctors. And both of their parents were also there. So the father's parents, the mother's parents, and the child, his parents, to totally 6 of them. 3 servants, totally 9. And one child is served by these 9 people. Now when I entered their house, he was hiding behind the door. And when I got in, Now tell me, if a small child does that, it is appreciated, is it not? Now this fellow, almost my height, and Swamiji ko dar gaya. So after that, I was totally indifferent to him. And he had an elder sister. Very sweet. So I was talking to her. There was nice jhula. I said, come on, sit. And we were talking something about the latest movie or cricket score and all that. And I was absolutely indifferent to that boy. So when I was indifferent, then he got angry and I'll not take food. And then the grandmother took the thali, and running after him. No, you don't. I'll not eat. And he's running around the table inside the house here and there. And another grandmother tells me, Swamiji, he is just like Krishna. I said, Krishna ya Kisna? Is it good? Now what has happened? That child, instead of growing because of the relational support, he has become a weakling. Friends, please remember one thing. Don't grow to become a weakling. It is true, we must have the support of our parents. But that support should not make us weakling. Therefore, I don't know in your families what is the situation. But do you wash your plates? Do you make your bed? Do you keep your shoes in a proper place? Do you keep your room tidy and neat? Do you clean the glass of your windows? Do you sweep your room properly? If not, you have to do that. It's very important. When we don't do this, what happens? Recently, I went somewhere, a young couple, and I knew that girl when she was like your age. So she completed her studies, engineering, and then got a job, got married, and shifted out of India. So when I was coming on my way, so I stopped for a day or two just to spend time with them. And first night when I reached, 11 o'clock, they came to receive me, went. I said, hey, I don't need to eat anything, now I am simply tired, I had to sleep. So, very good. So I immediately took a glass of water and slept. Next morning, as usual, I got up at 4 o'clock and went to the kitchen to prepare tea, and the whole sink was full of utensils for last 1 week, and there was not a spoon clean available, no utensil to make tea, everything was in a mess. So when I saw that, my God, so I just lifted my sleeves and cleaned the whole thing. So many clothes, put them in a washing machine, washed them. And these people as usual got up at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Oh, Swamiji, you are out. Oh, we are not even given you tea. So she ran in the kitchen. Kitchen was clean, neat, spick and span. You did it? I said, yes. I am so sorry. I said, you should not be sorry. You should feel ashamed of yourself. Swamiji, actually, in our house, I have never done anything like this. Do you call it as a cultured person? Therefore, if your parents are helping you, it's good, it is required. But don't become kind of a useless rogues for yourself. Discover your independence. If they are there or not, you continue to live in the dignity of independence. Therefore, when we have these relations, are we growing or we are becoming dependent? See? And when we become dependent, we want always some or the other support. Like a creeper cannot grow up in the deserts, because there is no support. In the same manner, when we grow in our life, all the time we want somebody or the other. If a small child tells at night the electricity has failed, and at night 12 o'clock, 10 o'clock, why 12 o'clock, the child has to go to bathroom. So what he says, Mommy, you come, I am afraid. So, okay, come on, I am there, don't worry. So mommy will take you to the bathroom. Wait, okay, don't go. It's okay. If you are 25 years of age and you tell, Mommy, you wait, please, oh. Dumb. Therefore, let our dependence on our relations not make us weak. Very important factor, friends. This is one thing I have really appreciated among the Europeans, Westerners, whites. Right from childhood, they learn this. Be he the President of United States or Britain, Prime Minister, all of them have gone through washing dishes in a tea or a coffee parlor when they were growing as teenagers or going to the school or college. And therefore, their habits of keeping the things in a proper manner is so distinctly seen. See, I remember I move around the world and go various people's houses. And it's a very clear understanding that if it is the house of our Indians, horrible. There is no proper maintained garden. Inside the things are not properly kept. And this is our culture. Our culture is not dirtiness. So let our support of our relations not make us weakling, but we must become strong and independent. Now, the second thing that comes in our relations, what was the second thing I told you? First is the relations, second was forgotten. With respect to the things around us. Now, it is necessary that we develop our own faculties with respect to small little things. This I will tell you how it is good. There is our Indian boy in Melbourne. He must be about 9 years or so. And his mother and father are very strict. And what they have done, right from childhood, he is compelled to remember all the tables. 2 1 ja 2, 2 2 ja 4, 2 3 ja, like that, up to whatever. Then 1.5, then 1.25 times, then 2 times, 3 times, like that, different combinations. And the child has taken, and as a result, he is now able to do all the calculations. By the time the calculations are put on the blackboard, this fellow is ready with the answer, because everything he remembers by heart now. And other children, they search for where is the calculator. So let the things around us not make us dependent on them. Therefore, if you are not try to do that, it will help you. Remember as many things as you can. Make it as a big project of your life. Whether they are the numbers or the tables or the spellings or the various things which are required in our day-to-day lifestyle. Instead of every time searching for let us Google it out. For everything we want to Google. Where are you? Let us see the Google. And then the map comes. See, this is me. No. So let the things around us be helpful to us, but we do not become a slave to them. Okay? Now, the third things. The third thing is various kinds of events or various kinds of experiences we all of us go through. Now, do these events and experiences influence us to such an extent that we are not able to get out of it? About this, I'll give some example. There was one girl, she was an architect, and she was in love with another boy who was also an architect, and they decided to get married. This happened in Bombay. This case personally I have handled. That's what I am telling you. You know what happened? That girl was about 27, 28, and she was teaching in a college as assistant professor of some topic in architecture, and their engagement was fixed. She was a South Indian, the boy was a Punjabi, and in their engagement ceremony, so many people came. And when this boy went back to Delhi, he sent her the wedding card and thanked her that when I came for engagement with you, I happened to meet your friend and finally I settled with her, so I am getting married to her. Thank you very much for introducing to my real wife. Let us continue to be friends, but as regard marriage is concerned, I am getting married to her. Definitely bad. Now, this girl, she got such a shock in her life. She regressed back to the age of 5 or 10, a girl of 27, 28 years. And she became like, physically grown up, mentally a baby. So she was removed from the college. At home there is a problem. She started behaving like a child. So after few months, the parents came and told me about. I said, you bring her also. And she came just like a child. No more a mature grown-up girl of 25, 27. I asked, hey, what's your name? My name is Kalpana. Imagine. Then I asked her, what you have studied? Maths, English. You can see what the parents must be going through when their grown-up daughter is behaving like this. Now be very attentive. What exactly has happened is she was not prepared to receive the blow in life. Another example I'll give you. There was one girl from Kerala, I think about 3-4 years or maybe 10 years before, I don't remember, from Kottayam. She was first in the CBSE, 12th. She got admission in the engineering college, whatever she wanted. And after that, within a period of 1 month, she came back home and was admitted in a mental asylum. What is the reason? Because in that college, there was some kind of ragging or eve-teasing or something, and she could not take it. And as the result, she became mad. Now, what I want to emphasize on you, that whatever may be the situations in life, always be prepared for listening no in your life. Those who are not ready to receive no in life, they become miserable ultimately. Now, second thing, not only we should be capable of listening no in our life, but we should also have the courage to say no to the things. If we don't understand this principle, friends, you will fall victim to your own weaknesses. And that is why these relations that we develop with the people around us, our friends, our colleagues in the various places of work, all that is required. But at the same time, let this relationship not make us a weakling and we don't fall prey to our own dependence on our parents, our friends, our experiences and various events in our life. I have come across many young boys and girls, they come and talk. Everything is good, but they are not able to handle these small little issues. What you people call it as a peer pressure, isn't it? You have to have inner strength. To say no means no. And friends, this, yes?
But does that not mean we break our relationship with others? Because like when others have broken our trust, then we are bound to feel miserable, and then we cannot. Then there comes a time when we do not trust anyone. And when
See, where is the question of trust here? I am never talking about trust. Did I talk about trust?
if we say no,
That is not a trust. Suppose you come and tell me, Swamiji, I like to punch you, please. I said, no. You have broken my trust. I came with all the trust that Swamiji is such a nice person and I wanted to just give a punch, only one. If you call this as a trust, I said, okay, I break this trust rather than breaking my nose. See, that is not trust, beta. Understand, it is not a trust. Don't mistake and mix the words and the meanings. Trust is what? Your parents trust you and they tell you, okay, go, but keep yourself in limits. With that trust, they send you out. And you go and come very late, and then you had already taken drinks and all that. Now that is called as a breach of trust. But mommy, what happened, you're telling me, how can I say no? That time to say no to your friends is not a breach of trust. What is a trust? Trust is when somebody has given us freedom with a confidence that you will not go the wrong way. That is called as trust. So here, the ability to say no when required is inner strength. This I discovered how. It used to be initially when we used to go, because I take food in somebody's house every day, 3 times a day. Every time the house is new, the people are new, the food is new, their methods of offering is new. There are some people, they will close your nose and pump food inside. That kind of people are also there. Once it happened, since morning till 1 o'clock, I had to go to 3, 4, 5 places and I had to eat a lot. So the last person I told him, he said, Swamiji, please come. I said, I'll come on one condition. I will not take a glass of water, I will not eat anything. I simply come, sit for 5 minutes and go ahead. Okay? Yes, Swami. So since morning I finished all my assignments and 1 o'clock on my way going home, I just dropped in for 5 minutes. He has prepared a beautiful lunch, heavy. Swamiji, please eat something. I said, look here, I told you already, I have already eaten 5 times. If I eat, I will die. Never mind, you eat. Now tell me, I said, why should I die? You die, I am not going to eat. No, you have to learn the art of putting down your foot. That is required. Otherwise, actually, I don't want to eat, but, now I'm believing. Don't you have that courage to say no? Now, once you develop this faculty of saying no, you will never go the wrong way.
Like if somebody has prepared food for like my cousin or my sister has prepared food for me, and she said I prepared this with lot of love and all these things, and if I refuse to eat, then like
Then either you die or let her suffer. If you are prepared to die, eat. See what is happening with you, Two things are happening. One is you are trying to solve the non-existing problems. You don't go on imagining the things. Second thing is, we should not be emotionally bankrupt. Emotions are good. They should make us strong. They should not make us weak. Otherwise, our own emotions become shackles for us. That should not happen. So, this ability to listen to no and the ability to say no, this will straighten all the problems born out of relations and dependence on the things, on beings and your nears and dears. Now, when this you consciously practice in your life, then you will see relations will never become problem. At your age, most of you are teenage, one of the biggest problem you all face, I know, is the problems of the peer pressure, isn't it? When we go out, we have to be among everybody. You can't be like that. And then, no, you can't. See, if you want to achieve something in life, don't be a weakling. You have to be strong. Otherwise, you will be crushed out. And once you do a mistake or take a wrong step, first time you will feel bad. Second time you will hesitate. Third time you will do. Fourth time you will insist. Fifth time you will be at home. This is how it begins. So you have to stop it right in the beginning. If we don't do that, we go the wrong way. Therefore, these relations should not make us a weakling, but they should make us strong. And with these various kinds of relationship, if we grow strong, then alone it is an asset, or our relations become a liability. Now, if these points are clear about relations, and if you have anything to add or subtract, that you will do. And for that, we will play a game. Okay? The game is, you will have to play the role. Okay? And in that role, I'll tell you who is who, and in that, what problem one creates for other in that relation, and how you should handle that problem. Okay? The first is the father and the son. Okay? So, this boy with the striped shirt, please come. Come on the stage. And that boy, last but one. Now, he is a father and he is a son. Okay? Now, their problem is, the son is very, very lazy he doesn't get up, and as a result, he is not doing well in the exam. And the father is fed up. But he has to correct the son. This is the situation, okay? Clear, everybody? You clear? Now you create some problem for him and you solve that problem. Start.
Father, I failed in my exam. Why you failed in exam? Because I didn't have time to study. I was continuously playing. Why are you playing? Because I like to. You should have to study. But I don't have any timetable. You should prepare your timetable. How? How? I can help you. You can told to me. But you may send me to tuitions.
Over?
I am suggesting.
Now you say something. Let there be no blockade of silence. Actually, the son should feel silent. But here the son is such that the dad is silent, Okay, go back. Now in this particular situation, very well done. Now find out what was the real problem in this relationship, father and the son. Can somebody think about you?
The father was not able to tackle this son.
Mm-hmm.
If he was little more strict than he handled.
Okay. Huh? Lack of communication between the father and the son. Blue shirt. Blue shirt. Get up and tell something, your observation about this. I am not asking a question about what is the weight of earth. You have observed, isn't it? Some observation you must say, no? That is already told. The father was not able to understand the problem of the boy or the child. Good. Anything? You tell something?
Not studying well. Only playing.
Father was not studying. The boy was not studying well, only playing. That was the problem, or that was his habit. It was not a problem. See what we have to understand here, that how the relations, we are studying relations, isn't it? So what was the thing in this particular relation that you have to discover? So one of the things, as it was rightly said, communication, yes. Whether it was a carelessness of the father or the son. Father was not careless, He was disgusted that this fellow doesn't study, know what to do with this fellow, like that. So, from this example, we have come across one very important point, that most of the relational problems can be taken care of if there is proper communication among the different relative units, is it not? Now as you all go home, sometimes something happens, and it happens in every house, every family. So do you go on strike, I will not talk, or you sit across and work it out? If you are working it out, it is good. Don't keep brooding. It is one of the most important thing for growing in your personality. Find out at least some person in your family, your mother, your father, your grandfather, your uncle or somebody, with whom you must have a strong leaning shoulder and bring out your problems. And don't carry them for too long. You know, you must have heard or known, there was one lady, in one of my talks in Delhi, I explained that if we have even a gram of hatred for anybody in this world, we cannot have the vision of God. In my explanation I told. After the lecture was over, she came, Swamiji, it is impossible. I can love everybody except that fellow. Means what? She was unable to drop that hatred. What is the use of then going for satsang and learning? Therefore, when we are growing, we have to get out of this kind of bad patches in our mind. So I asked, I say, why do you hate that person so much? Swamiji, that fellow in my childhood has troubled me a lot. Now the childhood has come and gone. Now you are becoming a grandmother and still you hold on to that man? How long? Therefore, friends, it is very essential that you work out and clean your mind. Don't carry the load all through your life. Otherwise, the same relations which are helpful to us become a liability in the long run. Clear? Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.